All right, you guys, welcome in. I hope you're doing great today. This is Thursday. Let's see where we go today. All right. Next week, Jen Huber and I are going to be doing a special event on the night of Lionsgate. So if you want to jump onto that, there's a link in the description box below. I'm going to be talking about setting your intentions and giving you some tools to really manifest in that energy. Very super duper powerful energy. And Jen is going to be taking us on a clearing journey to clear any blocks that are in the way of what you want to manifest. So if you want to jump on, like I said, that's in the description box below. Let's see where we go. All right. So death. I am seeing karmic path here. I'm going to take that. Karmic path, transformation, essentially the same card, death and transformation, and affluence. Karmic path here showing up to me, I think is important because some of us right now, and I've been talking about this in our healing group on Wednesdays, some of us are telling ourselves stories that keep us away from the things we want to manifest. So in order to be a powerful manifester, you kind of have to realize like the underlying energy of everything that like, where are you coming from? And I think that North Node in Aries is excellent energy right now for us to be doing that, because Aries, emblematic of the first house, natural ruler of the first house, it is about ourselves and our egos. And ego kind of gets a bad rap, right? Ego sounds like we're being a jerk, or we're being egoic, or we're being narcissistic, or something like that. But ego is really the story you tell yourself. It's the things you do and you learn to do in order to gain love and acceptance. Especially as children, we all want to gain love and acceptance. It's not about us. I mean, because as children, literally, to be banished from a family is death. Literally, like you could not take care of yourself. And so when you grow up and you're able to make choices that are more in line with your authenticity, full moon in Aquarius, then you run afoul of some of those ideas. Okay, some of those ideas that are holding you back are really stories that you're telling yourself from a very early age. When we're little, our brains are very spongy and very they're just like, they just take everything in and assume that every message is worthy of acceptance by you. I feel like what's happening now is where a lot of us are being drawn into our karmic paths that are saying to us, hey, a lot of those stories were not correct. I don't mean to say that everybody has abusive families or anything like that. It's just that kids make story out of things. And if you were kind of a rebel or kind of a person who was different from the rest of your family, you could get the message that that's not helpful. And that isn't helpful later. All right. So we'll talk about that. We've been talking about that in our Wednesday group, talk about it in Pathfinders a little bit. It's just super important to understand that kids make stories. If I'm like this, then I get love and acceptance. And if I'm not like that, then this bad thing happens. And that can really cut down on your creativity. And a lot of you who are on my channel, who watch my channel, are super creative. You also have a lot to offer in terms of your gifts. But if you're telling your stories that are getting in the way of you fully realizing your gifts, we need to work on that. Okay? Yep. 9 of Swords. 2 of Wands, King of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, Justice card. Wow, and the Death card again. Look at this. Death card again, and the 3 of Cups. We're ending our relationship to something that keeps us out of balance, especially around our work. Some of you I'm really getting a very strong message right now, not just in this reading, but kind of holistically as I'm walking through life as well, that in order to really be the person you're here on this planet to be, at some point you have to run afoul of the way we've always done it. There is no growth without expansion, or without breaking through boundaries, or there is no growth in your life without you saying, you know what? This isn't working for me and I'm not going to do this anymore. There is no growth if you just stay in the same lane. And I feel like some of us are trained, it's a terrible word, but like to stay in the same lane because that's what will make us safe. And I'm just getting the really loud sense that North Node in Aries, which is going to be going on for the next 18 months, and this full moon in Aquarius saying, listen, if you want to really fully realize that Aries independence and this affluence, you're going to have to do something different. You're not going to be able to just stay the same, stay safe, quote unquote, and realize dreams that are not realized right now. Okay? So the World, the Queen of Wands, that's King and Queen of Wands here. 10 of Cups. I feel like you're going to find your people. Emperor, I love it. King of Cups, that's really lovely. 6 of Cups, Devil energy, 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Okay, so some of you have a soulmate that's going through the same thing. Okay? And it might be easier to see it reflected in someone else's life rather than your own. And that's why so many of the readings recently have been about relationships. Because not just like, oh, it's a love reading, oh my God. It's not like that. It's much more about who are the soulmates that are helping us grow and who are the ones that are holding us back. Both soulmates, but with different purpose. Okay? So the ones that are holding us back, do you rebel against them? Do you listen to the story that they're telling you and you stay kind of in this cocoon, or you stay in the lines, or you don't? Would it surprise you that people can love you and not be super psyched that you're successful? Would it surprise you to know that there are people in your life who want you to be happy as long as it looks like their happiness, their brand of happiness? I'm sure you've heard those stories before. And I feel like a lot of you on this channel that have come to my channel are seeking some way to kind of walk that line. I don't want to run afoul of this. I don't want to be an outcast. I don't want to lose my family. I don't want to lose my husband or wife. I don't want to lose what I've built so far. But I know that I'm growing and transforming. I know I am, because I'm moving in the direction. That's what spiritual awakening is all about, is growth and transformation. And once we get down that road and we go, oh gosh, it feels like death to me to be an outcast or to be somebody that people see as different, weird, dangerous. It's dangerous to tell the truth. Truth is a very dangerous thing, especially in the experience of a group of people who don't live in the truth. Truth becomes dangerous. And I found that out recently, because you have a story. You have something that has happened to you that is your story. And if you tell that story and someone doesn't like it, you're going to find out, right? If they think they have any power, they're going to try to assert that power. But here's the thing. They don't really have any power. They're terrified. They're jealous. Pick your adjective, okay? They're not somebody who really has thought it through, okay? Because the fact is that when you're going through spiritual awakening, when you're on this karmic path, you're going to run afoul of those old stories. And I talked about this yesterday on the channel too, in the morning message. You're going to run afoul of those old stories, and people want you to be held back. because there's more spotlight for them. There's more attention for them. And you know what? I'm even willing to go so far as that they're not really conscious of this. Because to be conscious of it would be really gross. To want to hold people back because they're jealous or something like that. That would be really gross. So it's likely that it's much more about them feeling fear too, them feeling this sense of loss of control. If you think about it, there's plenty of people that if you all of a sudden expanded and got successful and everything like that, that would scare the shit out of some of these people for different reasons. Okay, different reasons. Some people don't want you to succeed because it shines a light pretty brightly on the fact that they haven't done anything. Okay, and people don't like to be reminded that they're not doing anything or they're not progressing in their life, or people don't like to be reminded of that. Okay, and also I feel like, so if you just stay in the lane, then we'll both be comfortable. Except that you're not here to do that, and you're not here to be comfortable in that way. Those of us who are walking the spiritual path, who are open to us becoming our best selves, living our best life, you attract plenty of frenemies, especially if you have a bright light. We like to think that because we're in higher vibration, or we try and work on our vibration, and we release old habits and we release things that are negative or anything like that, we like to think that we're kind of insulated. But I'm here to say that in fact, you attract a more devious type of person. And the thing to work on is seeing the red flags. Okay? Because you want to be your self, authentic self. And so to do that requires courage. It requires you to step into something that makes other people nervous. Okay? For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter why. Who cares why? It's who they are, whatever. All that's necessary, and I do talk about this quite a bit. A while ago, I've been talking about narcissism on the channel for a long time. And one of the things that I know for sure, that I have experienced in my own life, that I have proof of, is that nothing scares the crap out of those people more, or turns them into sort of yucky people in front of you. They may have a good facade, but this turns them into yucky people in front of you, is that you're doing well. You're doing great. Like, forget about that connection. What might need to happen is a little bit of healing work. And I realize I'll get to this in a second, but a little bit of healing work is necessary to kind of tie it up in a bow. And I feel like there has been somebody in the past who has tried to keep you on a string. And when you realize that it's because they're small and petty and narcissistic and toxic, not because they have some kind of not because they have some kind of knowing or power. Maybe you thought they did when you were a little kid, or when you were younger. You actually wanted a relationship with them. Turns out they don't want a relationship with you. If they acted this way and they kind of went back and forth between pretending to be friends with you and then were nasty every once in a while, people tell you who they are. Believe them the first time. Let's learn that lesson, okay? So I do feel like there is some kind of tying up of a situation, a closure of a situation, the death card, transformation, right? Closure of situation that has been holding you back. And the final thing is, like, there's still stories that kind of linger, okay? If you're not really willing to kick that person out of your life for whatever reason, the story also can kind of linger. So I feel like this does hold you back, Four of Pentacles, and this does require healing. Now, I feel like some of you are dealing with a partner, a love partner, who is dealing with that in their own family or in their own relationship or whatever it is. It's like a mirror. That's why relationships are so important. That's why they show up in readings, right? No man is an island. We learn the most from these soulmate mirrors. Effing great teachers. The nastiest, the most soul-sucking vampires, and all of that teach you in a way that you might not have learned in a quiet and nice environment. So their soul knows that one of the things they're here to do on this planet is teach you. And guess what? We get to choose how we do our soul mission. So we're presented with a set of facts, with a set of circumstances. Those of you guys watching, who are open and who are open to your spiritual path and are aware of all of these things, recognize you have more power than you think, and you get to choose how you react and how you experience, how you even taken it in certain circumstances. These people don't. They come from a very visceral, small place, a very small, fearful place. And when you get to the place of, that's pathetic, that's pathetic. Yep, you're right. So I feel like you have a partner or a soulmate, a love partner, King of Wands and Queen of Wands, who has had this same experience. Now, this could be this is not necessarily about a situation showing up in your life. This is just an awareness that there is another person who's on your path, could be work related or could be love related or both, who's on your path, who's had the same thing go on for them. It's really important, and you will recognize this person, okay? You'll recognize this person when they tell their stories. You'd be like, oh yeah, that's been happening to me too. Wow, it's not my ex-husband that's doing that. It's my sister, it's my cousin, it's my mother, it's my, right? Like, you're recognizing the same patterns. The healing is in the future. 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, and 4 of Swords. So it's kind of like Queen of Wands, King of Cups. The two of you are saying no to these old stories that have held us back. And look at this. I mean, some of you, this could be a twin flame, because look at that union coming in. And you're learning from these old stories not to perpetrate them again in this relationship. So some of you are in separation from a twin, and you're learning from these other soulmates in preparation for healing and in preparation for coming together. I feel like this person may be somebody who's experiencing it at their job. One of you is having family issues. One of you is having career issues, or both. You're having both issues. Okay, career issues and family issues at the same time. I want to say that this feels a little bit like people pleasing or seeking approval, right? Like, that's the response that I'm getting. It's sort of like I'm holding back. But you know what? This person is jealous. This 4 of Pentacle card, they're like, oh, I have this, I'm accomplished. I really am. But they're seeing you like surpass them in terms of what you've done with your life or what you're going to do. They're seeing your light. This is the person who's being toxic to you. Death and the Devil here. We've got Death again. I'm going to do some clarification right now. I feel like when there's a recognition of what the other person is doing, then it becomes like all right, I see it. I get it, right? I'm seeing the 10 of Swords here. It's done. And then the Sun, 6 of Swords. That's definitely when things come back together. Now, I'm going to clarify this King of Wands. Page of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and the Fool. Again, you guys are actively doing the same thing. Now, this is very interesting to me because I feel like both of you are getting this. I'm definitely getting the message that this is for both of you. You may not know who this person is right now. You may not see it until you meet this person and you hear the stories. Okay, we'll do timing and everything in the extended. I know I will, but Page of Pentacles, this is about learning a different way to respond to this situation. The Two of Pentacles, you have a choice. Do you want to listen to what this person says, that Four of Cups, and stay stuck? Do you want to stay in this, or do you want to just walk away? Okay. And I feel like some of you are like, walk away. Oh my gosh. What will that require? Divorce, cutting off of relationships, gray rocking, whatever it is. This person is super toxic and both of you are dealing with it. So devil energy here. Temperance, Eight of Cups, walking away, Star, healing energy, and the Knight of Cups. Both of you, and I'm just going to address you because you may or may not know who this person is. I feel like this is just showing up so you know that there's a counterpart on this planet. There's a soulmate who is going through exactly the same thing as you right now in real time. And both of you are working on healing this approval seeking, people pleasing kind of way of being in relationship. Both of you see this. The universe, this is Iris, but in a lot of decks, the Temperance angel is Archangel Michael. The Two of Cups, bringing the Two of Cups together, bringing the relationship together, the world here, right? Bringing it together based on a new vibration, which has been is a healed vibration, a new story being told. All right, a new story being told. That's the healing that needs to take place. Your ego is telling you, okay, wow. Your ego is telling you, Five of Swords. There's that Page of Cups, that very sweet energy. The Nine of Wands, why did we do this again? Why are we going around and around? Leo time, it is time to break the spell. It is time to break this spell. I feel like this person in your life is somebody of self-importance, somebody who's proclaimed, somebody who's made themselves more powerful in your eyes, probably because it started as a child. It could be one of your parents, or could be the way your family allowed you to be your unique, authentic self, or didn't. Even if it was just withholding, it's withholding praise, and in some cases, outright manipulation. Okay, withholding praise or whatever. For some of you, this is about a way of navigating the world that has trained you in terms of your relationships, that you always kind of fade into them by seeking approval. Once you love somebody, you feel like it's your job to be on their side all the time, or curry favor or something like that. And basically what you're doing is giving away your power. I feel like the same thing is going on with the other person. Wow, do I ever. Okay. So the transformation that's happening right now, the transformation, lots of transformation cards here. Five of Wands, fighting the dragon. Nine of Cups. Wow, wow, wow. Three of Swords, killing the vampire. That's what's on offer right now. Wheel of Fortune, that is, yep. Ace of Swords. Wow, victorious. We're going to go deeper. I'm going to pull cards for each zodiac sign to give you some specific advice for you. This feels really huge to me. This feels like a lot of you on my channel may not know that this is what you're dealing with. But if you have felt like you are self-sabotaging or getting in your own way, I manifest, and nothing happens. If that's your story, this is your story. Okay? There's something going on. There's a story that you're telling yourself that is keeping you from manifesting the thing you want to manifest. All right. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. Let's keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.